Oh God, it's been such a long day. But I gotta talk about Skullfist. Yes, because it was, I think, Wednesday of this past week. Yeah, that me and Aaron and Will as well, the guitarist of Mistwalker and Held On, and a bunch of other people that I know went to see Skullfist out at Piranha Bar. And it was a fucking awesome show, let me tell you that. So the first band that opened, there was only two bands. There was supposed to be a third, but I guess they couldn't find a third. Um, the one opener, the local opener that they had, was a band called Rusted, who were kind of like old school heavy metal, bordering on hair metal. Like there was a lot of. It's kind of hard for me to pin them down, but you could definitely hear some Motley Crue, some Rat in their sound, but they also kind of dressed up in almost like a Guns N' Roses-esque fashion. So that was pretty interesting, but I really liked them. I mean, they were very, very good performers, and they played for a long time. They were encapsulated by fog machines the entire time that they were performing, and all in all, like if they were to perform again, I would definitely go see them again because they kicked fucking ass. That's all I can really say about them. I probably should have recorded this video after seeing Skullfist immediately, but I just haven't had the time because of a new job that I've started. But after that, Skullfist went on, and holy fucking shit, they brought the house down. It was incredible. They played almost every single song that I wanted them to play. You know, they played Bad for Good, they played Hour to Live, Chasing the Dream, basically like all the big tracks from Chasing the Dream, which is my favorite album of theirs, as well as a bunch of tracks from the new album, Way of the Road, which I like, but I don't like as much as Chasing the Dream, unfortunately. But they really, really kicked ass, and they were so good at having stage presence. You know, like their guitarist especially just looked like he was having fun the entire time. Just this big dumb grin on his face, and it was so fucking cool. Yeah, this one thing I always like to point out whenever I make these videos about shows that I've gone to is like whenever an artist looks like they're having fun on stage, it helps the audience to have fun too. Because it's cool to go to, you know, like a death metal show and see all the guys on stage acting super like, "Oh, I'm dark and I'm brutal and I'm filled with hatred." But at the end of the day, I prefer seeing bands who look like they're enjoying themselves. And that's, I guess that maybe I might be in the minority when it comes to the metal community, but that's just how I feel. So they really looked like they were having fun. During one song, their frontman got up on the shoulders of the other guitarist. Actually, I can't remember if it was that way or if it was the other way around. And these two guys were just soloing while one of them was like sitting on the shoulders of the other guy. And they would just go back and forth like exchanging solos, and it was fucking incredible. My one gripe with them is that they unfortunately didn't play Shred's Not Dead, which is one of my favorite tracks from Chasing the Dream, but it's also an instrumental, so I feel like that's probably the main reason they didn't play it. They left the stage, and then the entire crowd started chanting, you know, "Skull Fist, Skull Fist, Skull Fist." And lo and behold, they came back. They played two tracks. They left the stage again. "Skull Fist, Skull Fist, Skull Fist." They come back out. They play another song. They leave the stage. "Skull Fist, Skull Fist, Skull Fist." And they come back out again, play one more track, and then they leave the stage for good. I've never seen a band do three encores in one set, and I think it does get a bit tiresome. Like if you're gonna do an encore, just kind of go out and play three, maybe four extra tracks. I mean, I think the main reason they did it is because the crowd clearly wanted it, and they were just kind of like, ah, well, I mean, there's no one else playing. It's still kind of early tonight, so what do we know out of our repertoire that we have jammed, and we know that we can bust it out and not fuck it up. And I think that's kind of what they did. I don't think it was planned for them to do three encores, but it can be a bit tiresome when a band does that. Like two is pushing it, but three, that's a fucking lot of encores. But all that being said, I still think it was an amazing performance. I still think that they were fucking awesome. Aaron made a point to mention as well, that their vocals do sound better live than they do on the album. I think that depends on who you're talking to, because personally I have no issue with the way the vocals are mixed on the album, but I totally understand why people have an issue with it, because they are mixed very cleanly, very sweetly, if you know what I mean. There's very few mistakes in the recording on the Skullfist albums, but when you see them live, the vocals just sound more natural. They sound less touched up. They sound more real. So, like, in the future, I hope that on Skullfist's further albums, um, they kind of take a page from the Leather Heart playbook, because those guys are a band that's in the exact same genre, the new wave of traditional heavy metal, the speed metal genre, but Leather Heart really, really nailed it on the head with bringing back that '80s production with like the big bombastic sound for classic heavy metal. And I don't think Skullfist has quite nailed that down, not yet. But I think that they will, and I really hope that they do. So I guess because of the prolonged encore, I want to give this show a 7 out of 10. But that being said, I still think Skullfist is fucking incredible, and I really hope that they come back to Montreal again. They haven't done a Canadian tour in a long time. They played in Newfoundland just recently, actually, and there's going to be an article up on the Heavy NFLD blog detailing aspects of their show written by the wonderfully talented James Titford. So if you want to check that out, highly recommend it. But until then, yeah, 7 out of 10. Hope that they come back, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.